we are the best. You want the worst? You go across the street. You want the best? Stay right where you are.
What's goody, what's goody? It is your girl, The Best Fowler. I am back again with another video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you're notified of when I next upload. In today's video, I'm showing you how I do a full set of polygel nails from start to finish. The first thing that we are going to do is sanitize our hands, our fingers, da-da-da-da-da. We are using a alcohol pad, and I got it from Amazon, of course. Then I'm going to take my nail drill, which is cordless, that I got also from Amazon. And I'm going to essentially push my cuticle back and clean up around my cuticles. Instead of using the pusher, I just use this. It's way easier. It's way faster. This is how I like to do it. Let's go ahead and do our first check-in of the new year. Today is January 6th. It is Saturday, 9:14 p.m. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a great day. If you are having a good day, go ahead and drop a smiley face in the comment section. If you're not having the best day, I do hope that my video brings you some joy. In my last video, I announced that we did hit 50 subscribers. I know 50 subscribers is not a huge amount of numbers, but from 0 to 50, yeah, I think we did that. We did that. Not to mention my favorite number is 5, so I'm grateful. I want to express my gratitude and my appreciation for your support. So I will be doing a 50 subscriber giveaway very soon, so stay tuned for that. You definitely are going to have to be subscribed to my channel, so if you haven't already, go ahead and do that. Thank you. I'm still thinking about the specifics for the 50 subscriber giveaway. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. I will be taking those into consideration. Now back to the video. I will not be going back to using a cuticle pusher. I'm going to forever clean up my cuticles, push back my cuticles with my nail drill. I do not use the implements that go inside the nail drill, for real. I just use a sanding band. I got two different types. I got a rough one and I got a non-rough one. They do everything I need them to do. This step is optional. You do not have to do it. However, I like to do it for myself. After I go in and I scratch up and rough up the nails, I like to go in with a buffer to just get those scratches out of there. I put them on there. Now I want to take them off. I know. It's going to look crazy in the beginning, but you have to trust the process. These buffers I get from Amazon. They come in probably a 100 pack for maybe $6-7. They're not that expensive. I think that even if you don't do it in this step, you are going to eventually need a buffer, so get you some. Now, this is another thing that's optional. You do not need these alcohol prep pads. I get them from Amazon. They're not that expensive, which is why I don't mind buying them, and I feel like they come in handy. But if you don't have this, just use a paper towel with some alcohol and just clean your nail off. These nail tips save me so much time and energy. They were a great investment. I do recommend. Got them from Amazon. If you are a beginner and your prep is not prepping the way that it should be prepping, and you've experienced your polygel nail, the whole nail coming off of your nail, then you need to get you some Young Nails protein bond. I used to apply my polygel one day. The next day I have 2-3 fingernails in the shower with me on the floor. Not my real nails. They would be perfectly fine. It would be the full polygel nail had lifted off. Just lifted off. Crazy, right? When I started using Young Nails protein bond, I stopped having those problems. I don't have problems with lifting. I don't have problems with my nails coming off. I barely even have a broken nail. I know how to work around my nails now, and I don't have a lot of jobs where I'm doing a lot with my hands. The most I'm doing is cleaning up, and I know how to be careful. So I don't really get broken nails anymore, thank the Lord, because I can't stand breaking my nails. But I also don't get full nails popping off either. So that's a blessing as well. And it's all thanks to Young Nails Protein Bond. It's very inexpensive. You can get it off of Amazon or you can get it directly from their site. I have not noticed a difference between the formula from Young Nails or from Amazon, so I'm going to say it's safe to get it from Amazon. It is the real product. It's not a fake. It's not a duplicate. Directly after getting you some Young Nails protein bond, you need to get you some Builder base gel. I use a milli. It works perfect for me. It's like a base gel, but it's like a thicker base gel, which gives you that extra layer of protection. I love it. I think that you guys will definitely benefit from having it. So go get you some. My slip solution is always alcohol. It does not really matter what the percentage is as long as it's alcohol. I get it from the Dollar Tree. Same with the shot glasses. Got them from the Dollar Tree for about $1.25. It was a 4-pack. Today we are using Modelones Polygel. We are using clear. I get this from Amazon. I believe it's about $9.99. It's a 30 milliliter. And when I tell you this 30 milliliter lasts for a long time, I done did about 6-7 sets using this one tube and it's still full. The goal in my mind when I'm applying polygel is to get enough to cover the full nail and not have to add any more polygel. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. On the thumbnail, I added way too much polygel. That tip is thick and I will be the first one to admit that. If you watch Young Nails Tracy on there, she always say the first 2 nails do not count. This is technically my first nail, so it doesn't count. I do not trip if it's too thick because I'm going to go in and I'm going to file anyways. But the goal when you apply the polygel is to get it from sidewall to sidewall, from tip to cuticle. You don't want to go over the cuticle. You don't want to go over the sidewalls. If you do, of course, you can finish file, but you want to try to get it neat as possible. That way you don't have to be filing for 10 hours like I used to do when I first started. Looking back at the footage, I should have used a colored polygel to help give you guys a better visual of what it is we are trying to accomplish when we are applying polygel to nail tips. This is not the best, I will admit, because it's clear on top of clear nail tips and then we got the white background. But hopefully you guys get the gist of everything, and if we need to, we can double back and do a colored polygel look. I just didn't do colored polygel because I wasn't doing a colored design, so it wouldn't have made sense for me, but I understand why it would have made sense in this particular type of video. Typically after I do my thumb, I do the next couple of nails 2 at a time because we don't want to be here all day. The thumb is a little bit tricky because the polygel runs. If you try to do the thumb and then you go over to the pointer, you might get a little bit of spillage. I didn't want that. I don't want that. Sometimes it happens, and in the video you will see it happen to me. But if you can prevent it, I say prevent it. And the way that I typically know how to prevent it is to do the thumb by itself and then do the other 4 fingers 2 at a time. If you do get some spillage, or if you got too much polygel on one nail, add that to another nail, because we are not in the business of wasting product. Every little bit counts. Wasting a little bit is a-okay, but you don't want to keep on doing that because then you're going to run out of polygel and you're going to be like, dang, where did my polygel go? And it's really going to be on your paper towel or your napkin that you're using. So let's go into applying polygel and like the motions that you need to be using when you're applying it. So when you apply the polygel, I like to apply it in the middle. So between the nail tip and my real nail. Once I get it on there, I'm patting it from side to side. Like I want to get it spread it out all across the nail. And then I go in and move it down to the cuticle area. And again, it's just a patting motion. Sometimes you need to push it. But with clear polygel, because it doesn't have any pigment, it's not as stiff as a colored polygel, so it moves with you. You don't have to do much. You do want to make sure your brush has some type of slip to it. So in our case, we're using alcohol. I don't want my brush to be dripping wet, but I do want my brush to have some type of moisture to it so that I can move the polygel easily. And again, when you're using clear polygel, it doesn't have that pigment in there, so it's easier to move. So really, you're just patting it in place. Once you get to the end, like the tip of the nail, now you can go ahead and drag it because you're really dragging off that excess polygel. And when I say drag it, I mean like a light paint stroke, not a real, I'm in the grass and I'm raking. No, we are just doing a light paint stroke. You're just wiping it, just trying to get the excess off. You're not trying to take off product. You're trying to take off excess product. So what's on there needs to be on there, but what doesn't need to be on there doesn't need to be on there. That's how you control the thickness of the nail. I feel like this video wouldn't be a video of mine unless I did a little rant. Okay, so let's get into it. Speaking of the thickness of the nail, let's talk about the thickness of my fingers. When I first started doing my nails, I used to gravitate towards stiletto nails because I felt like my fingers were so skinny. And y'all, that's not the case no more because I had to take my ring off. If you see on my ring finger, I'm not wearing my ring. I can't fit it. Like, I can fit it, of course, but it was a struggle to get that bad boy off. So I'm like, I better take it off before things get really out of hand and I start losing circulation and then I have to lose a finger. So I did have to take my ring off, and I don't know what I'm going to do because that was a ring that I've been wearing since I was probably 10, 11. My auntie gave it to me and I just never took it off, and it was saving me from a lot of situations because people would think that I was married, and sometimes I would agree. Absolutely, yes, my husband put a ring on it, duh. And then sometimes, I would be honest, but majority of the time it was saving me from some situations. So now what I'm gonna do, buy another ring? No, that was a real ring. I'm not buying a ring. I don't really see the value in buying jewelry, me personally. Absolutely not. Let's get into shaping. Shaping is where you are finally seeing progress with your nail set. If you, to this point, you should be feeling good about yourself. Like, I done applied the product. Now it's time to get the product into a shape that I appreciate. Me personally, again, I'm going to always go to stilettos. And we did start with stiletto nail tips, but I needed them to be shorter. So I just went in and I clipped off the tip, basically. I don't clip off a lot because I do like long nails, but these stilettos are super long. So I clip the top. Now I'm going to file, and I take my file on the right side, go inward, take it on the left side, go inward, and we trying to make a point. That's it. I'm making a triangle every single time. Now, if you don't have a nail drill, that's okay. You do not need one. You can just do everything that I'm doing with my nail drill with the hand file. I like to use the nail drill, however, because it makes the process go by faster. And after so much filing with your hand, your arm get tired. That's just the reality of doing nails. Your arm's gonna be strong. You're gonna be able to punch through a wall after you get done doing a set of nails. So I take my nail drill with a sanding band. This is a medium sanding band, and I go around the cuticle. I'm sealing the cuticle. I'm also debulking. If I feel like any nail is too thick, I'm taking some of that product off there. But you don't want to drill too much because you don't want to end up with some super thin nails. You don't want to do that. You also don't want to drill too far down into the nail to where you don't even have no product there no more. That used to happen to me. That used to happen all the time. I'm going to finish sealing my cuticles. I'm going to finish debulking the nails, and then I'm going to also crispen up my shape a little bit using my nail drill. After that, I go off camera and I do buff out the scratches that I've just created with the nail drill. And that's it. That's how I create a full set of polygel nails from start to finish. Keep in mind, I am using my dominant hand to create this design. I'm going to make a separate video using my non-dominant hand so that you can see how that process goes as well. Overall, it's the same. It just might take a little bit more time. Me personally, doing a full set can take anywhere from 3 to 7 days in a row. Because y'all know I'm working 2 jobs. I'm doing my nails after I get off work. That's in addition to everything else that I have to do for my home and for myself. So yeah, a full set is not going to be busted out in 2-3 hours. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I have to soak off, I have to reapply, and then I have to design. It takes a long time. Keep that in mind when you're trying to be your own nail tech. 9 times out of 10, the final product always hits, so I don't mind sitting here for 3 days doing my nails. It's what I like to do. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell. I do hope you come back for more.